Hello and welcome to a verbal reasoning related numbers video. Aim of this video is to teach you how to solve problems relating related numbers, some of the simpler and then sometimes some of the more complex problems that you might come up against. So when I'm looking at a problem like this, I know there must be a relationship between 12 and 3 to get me to 36 and 10 and 4 to get me to 40. But this one's relatively straightforward. I can see I need to multiply my 12 and 3 together to get 36, my 10 and 4 together to get 40. I therefore need to multiply my 7 and 5 together, which gives me 35. I know my answer therefore is 35. The little jottings of the times above and the 35 in the box just makes it a little bit simpler when I'm looking at solving some of the more complex problems. This one here, again, relationship between 12 and 3 to get 15, 10 and 4 to get 14. Again, this is quite straightforward. I can see this one straight away. I must be adding 12 and 3 together to get 15, adding 10 and 4 together to get 14, and therefore adding my 7 and 5 together to give me 12. I therefore know my answer is A. This one now looks a little bit more complex. I can't see a relationship between 12 and 3 to get 30 very easily, or 10 and 4 to get 28. But in my head, I think to myself, well, I know double 4 is 8 and double 10 is 20. So therefore, I think 20 add 4 is 28. I'll try it with my 12. Double 12 is 24. Double 3 is 6. Add them together is 36. So yeah, I think I need to double each of those. Little jottings to myself. Times 2 and 24. Times 3 and 6 gives me 30. I could also add 12 and 3 together and double it to get my 30 as well. My 10 and 4 gives me 20, and 8 and 28. Again, I could do 10 and 4 for 14. Double that, I get 28. It will give me the same answer. So my 7 doubled is 14. My 5 doubled is 10. Add them together, and I get my 24. Again, I could do 7 add 5, which is 12, and double that answer too. And my answer is 24. This time, it's a little bit more complicated. I've got my 12 and my 3 to give me 133, and my 10 and my 4 to give me 84. So I'm thinking to myself, what can I do here to solve this problem? Well, if I was to look at this first of all, I know that I'm needing to look at bigger numbers. So I know I can't double it, so maybe if I square the numbers, so I know 12 squared is 144 and 3 squared is 9. If I do 144 take away 9, it gives me 133. Does that apply to this one here? So 10 squared is 100, 4 squared is 16, take them away, gives me 84. So yeah, that would be right. So I need to apply the same thing here. 7 squared is 49, 5 squared is 25, take them away, that gives me 24, and I can see my answer is B. Finally, we have a really quite tricky question here, and I will give you a moment to have a think about how I might be able to solve this. You can pause the video and come back to it at any time. So this one seemed near on impossible, but these are the sort of style questions that I know I'm going to be up against. So with this particular question here, what I need to do is I need to add the numbers together, double it, and then take away 3. So first of all, look at my first one. I need to do my 12, add my 3 as 15, double that, I get 30, take away 3, I get 27. Apply it to the next one. 14 times 2, my 10 and my 4 is 14. Take away times 2 is 28. Take away 3 is 25. And I'll apply the same logic to the next one. 7 add 5 is 12. Times 2 is 24. Take away 3 gives me my 21. I know my answer is A. The question can get weird and wonderful, and I need to start thinking outside the box how I might be able to get to those numbers. The first thing I always do is look at my start number, my 12 and my 3, and I think, well, if I've got a large number, I know I need to multiply it or divide it or square it, and then think what my next steps will be to try and get there. Often with these sort of things, they are a process of elimination, and they often appear halfway through the question. So if I can't work it out almost straight away by doing a standard operation, I'll come back to it later. If I still can't figure it out, I'll have a bit of a guess. I hope you found that video useful. Any further questions, please do let me know.